Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the 1987 Terrorcon leader Gurrr figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we'll have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. Because he's a vintage figure, I'm going to point out things you need to be aware of if you have to purchase him one for yourself. I'll show you all his accessories that come with him to help you know if yours is complete. And as I'm lucky enough to have a couple of different types of packaging, we can have a look at the lovely artwork and the differences between the two. So let's get started. 1987, as I say, Terrorcon leader. The Terrorcons, as you can see, combined to form Abominus, who is in the background there. We'll have a bit of a look at him in a minute. But the robot itself is pretty good, and again, for a Generation 1 figure, there's a little bit more articulation than standard. He's got a lovely looking little head sculpt you can see there, which as far as I remember, yep, it does turn side to side. We've got the shoulder joints which come, these are all on ratchets and they all make these clicking sounds, which is great. He's got a bit of a bicep flexion there, you can see, which is as well for transformation purposes. His legs will go to the side and they will bend at the side that way as well, not really the way that you want. Looking at this though, there is a knee tilt as well, and there's a little bit of an ankle, I suppose, tilt as well, because again you can move all these parts. He's quite more, well, he's a lot more articulate in his alternate mode. The robot itself, as I say though, the most things to look out for is the fact, because of his colour, he gets sun damaged really bad, and he does show up the dirt really bad as well. Stickers missing is also something to look out for. The rub sign is indented there. Some versions do not have the indent there, but the rub sign is still in place. And indeed, I suppose the other thing to look for is corrosion, and these parts here don't look important, and they're only important really for when you want to combine him. So that's, I suppose, the robot mode quickly looked at. He does have a gun, but it is mainly for the combined form of Abominus. However, he can carry it and it will fit in his hands, no problem whatsoever. Now, because he is the leader of the Terrorcons, in the package he comes with pretty much all the parts. So he comes with 2 fists, he comes with 2 feet, like so. He comes with a giant shield and indeed a head. Now, if you're just after Gurrr and only want to display Gurrr, you can get away with having absolutely no accessories at all. Let me just quickly show you the sticker sheet that comes with him as well. This big one here is actually for the shield. But yes, if you're just after Gurrr by himself, if you just want to combine him, it's absolutely fine. You pretty much can if you wanted to, but as I say, with the robot, the huge robot, if you want him to be able to display, you're going to need all these bits and these parts at the side. Let me show you in a little bit more detail. You can probably tell that he is the main torso part there. Let me just tilt this up so you can see, and you'll see what I mean. So of course that is the shoulder parts there, where you can see that the other figures connect into, and indeed the head and everything does go over. So if you're looking to combine him, you do pretty much want most of these parts. If you just want to display Gurrr, no problem whatsoever, you can get away with displaying him in either mode. Now, the alternate mode is very interesting. It proper reminds me, I think, of like the Hydra from Jason and the Argonauts. I need to bring this back down so you can see. It's really interesting. It's like, and this is why I like the Terrorcons, because it's something like you've never seen before, and I like the fact that they're all beasts. Now, I believe it's an Algian 2-headed razor beast. Now, I took that from TF Wiki because I wouldn't have had a clue. So we've got articulation in the small legs at the front, which you can see there. We've also got obviously articulation at the main hip part, at the knee part of them. The tail, does it? No, it's where the head's covered, so it doesn't swivel there at all. But with regards to the neck, look, you've got to the side, there's all these articulation points here, there's up and down, and in fact even the head will lift up ever so slightly as well. Now that is again important that none of that is damaged, because that's where the feet are, or sorry, that's where you attach the legs in the Scramble City mode. Again, stickers, as you can see in this particular mode, do play a relatively big part, but again, the main thing which will get you with this mode is the corrosion in the screws and in the joints. As I say, these ratchets are supposed to make that sound, and indeed it's quite a nice healthy sound, I'm sure you'll agree. Right, so this is how he was packaged and released by Hasbro. These were both released in the same year. There's the beautiful artwork of him there, and again, at the moment, Terrorcons are all the talk because of course the new film. There is Abominus. I can't see any glaring mistakes on there, just the fact that he's more white than he is a darky grey colour. On the back we've got what we've come to know as the Headmaster's artwork, which is the reason being you've got the two main Titans, Scorponok and Fortress Maximus. There is his tech spec, and indeed there's the rest of the terrorcons. Now in Japan, as you can see, the packaging was very, very different. They didn't have bubbles, they had polystyrene inserts, which you can't really see, but you can if I open up that and show you theirs. They were held in, which I much prefer in honesty, because once you took them off the bubble, it was really hard obviously to put them back in the box. Scramble City there is in reference to the cartoon that was being aired in Japan. They had a cartoon called Scramble City, and indeed the fact that you can maneuver all the limbs around, and indeed he can become the main torso for any of the other combiners if you wanted him to. Beautiful product shots there on the side of the box, and funnily enough they've got a 1986 battle scene on the background, which I was not aware of until I just turned it around. So that is a big difference between this and the Hasbro version. But to be honest, that's all there is really to say about this figure. Again, I'm going to make it a priority to get as many of my G1 figures showcased like this, including the rare ones. So keep your requests coming in, and it's a great pleasure in doing these and sharing these with you, hoping they're bringing back happy memories. And of course I'll be doing as many new figures at the same time, but it's a great pleasure to bring back figures like these. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Take care, guys.